Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining another 30-minute session. Today we're working on forward folds. So we are starting on the mat, coming into a child's pose. If you know that you have sensitivity in your knees or there's something going on in them because of injuries or things like that, you can always use a blanket to pad the knees underneath, or you can even put a pad in between your legs. That will also help you by making more space in between the backs of your knees, okay? So we bring the big toes towards one another, the knees are wide. If you do have a mat, the size of the mat can give you more or less the range as much as you want to open the knees, right? If your knees go all the way to the edges, you can do that. Then from there, we are going to extend the arms before coming all the way down with the forehead. Press through your palms, push the floor down and away. And with that action, feel your hips going a little further back towards your heels. Of course, the hips or the sitting bones, they do not need to touch, right? The heels. But we are trying to lengthen the lower back, and we are also toning the abdomen into the back body. So we actually help a little bit of the lumbars to expand. After doing that, then yes, we release the forehead down. If the forehead doesn't touch easily into the floor or your mat, you can also add there some padding, like a pillow, a block, or anything that you have from home, okay? And if you feel like tensing or toning the arms feels a little bit too much, you can always bring the elbows down and make this posture even more resty, okay? Let's breathe through the nose here, inhaling slowly, observing that breath, exhaling the same way. One more time. Follow with curiosity your breath, where you feel it in your body. And as you release, use that moment of release to relax, let go, and soften the body a little more. From there, we're going to lift the trunk a little bit and open now the sides of the body. So we're moving the hands, the arms, and the trunk over to the right. If you can, you lift the belly a little bit more into your back body, and then you move to the right any amount that you can, and then you release again your torso there. For some, it may be easy to bring the left hand a little closer to the right one. So if you can do that, then you can put one palm on top of the other and feel the stretch in the left side. It's almost like if we are making a C shape, right, in that left side. And you can breathe more intentionally into that left side. Then we return and we go over to the left side this time. If you have the space, again, we lift the belly. We try and move the trunk over to that left side, and then we release the head as we breathe into that right side, sorry. I don't have the space because of the wall, but if you do have the space, you can walk the right hand a little more towards the left and even put one palm on top of the other, and then feel that C shape like form, right, that we are creating, and breathe into that side. It helps also with opening the intercostal muscles. Good. Then we slowly come back towards the center. And from there, we will lift ourselves into a tabletop, bringing the knees a little narrower than before, with the hips or the pelvis right on top, and the shoulders are right above the wrists. Okay, so from here, we are going to push the hips back and then bring them forward. We're going to do a few of those to oil the joints. So make a point on sensing how your wrists are doing, your shoulders, your hips, your knees. But a few more times. Sometimes there are clicking sounds or little decontracting sensations that we can feel as we move, okay? And then after the last one, when you come back to the center, move a little bit the hips side to side. And as you can see, I'm also looking over the shoulders one at a time to do a little bit of a serpent-like movement to expand and create also opening in the sides. Good. And then from there, we add the undulations that we do usually in yoga practice. Inhaling, we arch the spine, taking that tailbone up, dropping the belly, lifting through the chest. And then as we push with the hands down into the floor and with the knees as well, we round the upper back, we drop the tailbone, and we let the chin come towards the chest. Again, let's inhale and exhale. One more. And then as we return to the center, we move the knees a few inches back. We widen the feet, going towards the edges of the mat, but not completely. Tuck your toes. And now we are going to slowly start lifting into a downward facing dog. So this is a fold already, and it's what we call a mild inversion, right? So we have the head below the heart, and as we stay in this shape, first we warm up the legs a little more by bending one knee and then the other. You can look at your feet if you want, and go easy, meaning slowly, so you can feel the stretch in your hamstrings, in your calf muscles, and feel that one leg at the time. Good, then we're going to lift both heels over the toes, and looking at the hands, we're going to push with the hands a little further down and forward to create more of a lift through the through the sitting bones. And the heels are staying high, like I said before, and now we are also toning the thighs. So I'm really firming the muscles of the legs towards my pelvis, and then bringing the front ribs in. Take a nice breath in here through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. And then we'll rebend the knees and look forward. And we're going to start walking towards the top of the mat. We are coming into a standing forward fold. So with the feet hip distance apart and pressing into the heels, we lift the abdomen up. We use the hips to hinge more. Bend the knees any amount that you need, and then drop the neck. Let the head feel heavy. And if the hands are not naturally touching the floor, you can always use any kind of support that you have from home. I'm using a block to show, but it can be maybe a pillow, a box, a book, anything that it's around you that you can use, okay? Good. And from there, we take another breath through the nose. On the next breathing cycle, we are going to bring the hands towards the knees or even a little higher. We're going to roll the shoulders back, and with the heels of the hands, press into your knees so you can come halfway up. Now in this half lift, we are going to try and contract the shoulder blades into one another. That means that the chest is opening up. And I want you to imagine that your sternum is like shooting light in front of you, right? So that part is lengthening. There's a little bit of an arch in the lower back. We inhale here. We exhale and we fold. Then we press through the heels. We inhale, we come all the way up. And as we exhale, we bring the hands towards the heart center, taking another breath here, and then we release. Good. Now we'll move from here, from the top of the mat, adding more movement to add more versions of forward fold, okay? So feet together, we inhale, we send the arms up overhead. Always follow your breath, okay? Exhaling, we fold. Inhaling, we lift ourselves halfway, opening the chest one more time. With the exhale, touch down or use the blocks if you prefer, send the left leg back. Okay, we have the right knee bent. We are in a lunging position with the back heel over the toes. Toning that left leg, we are going to play a little bit here with folding. So, like I said before, maybe you will need blocks under the hands or something to support you. We are going to extend the front leg lengthen the spine and fold the trunk for 1 breath. And then we are going to come back to the lunge we had before. Okay, we are going to repeat this 2 more times. Again, we stretch both legs. You can push the back heel towards the back of your mat if you want. You lengthen the torso, firming the hips. We fold the torso over the leg. Full breath, and we return. 1 more time, pushing into the front foot. We stretch, we lengthen that back heel. We lengthen again the front of the spine, and then we fold. We return to the lunging position. Now we put the hands down. We are going to take a plank pose. Then we come down. A gentle cobra. We lengthen the sides of the body. Then we send the shoulder blades down and back and down. We exhale. And then we go to down dog. From here, feet together. Lift your heels, push your hip creases a little higher. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, right foot forward in between the hands. This time toning the legs, we inhale, we come back, we come up. And with the exhale, we're going to lean forward and send the arms back. Again, for 3, inhaling, exhaling. Last one, inhale, exhale. And now from there, firm the hips, bring the left foot forward and we fold. We inhale, half lift. We exhale, we release. Pressing through the heels, we come all the way up. And we come back to center. Taking a moment with 1 extra breath. And then we release. Good, we did one side. Now we are going over to our second side. I'll guide you, okay? Take your time. If you need to pause or if it's a little too fast, then you just slow it down. It's all good. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, we lengthen, we open the heart. Exhaling, this time we take the right leg back. We are coming into a lunge again. Remember, you can use the blocks. I'm going to show for the second side, a second version, right, with blocks in case that is helpful. Okay, 3 times. We go from here. We stretch the legs. We push the back heel towards the floor. We lift the abdomen. We lengthen the spine, and then we fold. Full breath. And then we return. Again, we stretch the legs, pushing the back heel, lengthen the spine, fold. And then we return, another lunge. One last time, we stretch the legs, firming the hips into the midline, pushing the back heel. And as we lengthen the front of the spine, we fold one last time. Back to the lunge. Okay, from here, we place the hands down, we go to plank. You can always use your knees if you need, don't collapse, because that will affect your lower back. Press the pubic bone down, lengthen the spine, open the heart. Exhale, and up we go, down dog. Feet together, lifting the heels and sending the inner thighs back. We send the left leg back. And we bring the left foot forward in between the hands. This time, as we firm the inner legs, we lengthen again the spine and we come up. We inhale. With the exhale, we fold and we bring the arms back. 2 more. Inhaling. Exhale. Last one. Stay there, lengthen the spine, hold that belly in. When you feel ready, bring the right foot to the top and we take a fold. Inhaling, halfway. Exhaling, we fold and we come all the way up. So we can close this sequence, hands to the heart center. Take a breath here to reset, feel your feet. And then we release. Good, let's go. We still have a little time left. We go again from the top of the mat. We'll add little pieces. Good, inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway. Exhaling this time as we put the hands down, we walk the legs, the feet back into downward facing dog. This part that I'm doing, it's like a warm-up and it's optional. If you don't want, you don't have to do it, okay? I'm coming back into a plank, then coming all the way down. This time I'm changing a little bit the shape that we did before, bringing the forearms in front, pressing with the palms down, dragging the elbows towards the chest as you lift your heart, breathing here. Then releasing, going back to down dog. Good, in this down dog, we're going to look at the hands, bring them a little closer to your feet. I'm just going a tiny bit closer, then bending both knees, left hand to the right shin, outer shin or ankle or the side of the leg, anywhere that you can hold. Push with your right hand into the floor a little more so you can lift the hips. And then send the keep the left knee bent, but send the right heel down as you look under your right arm. Take a nice breath. This is a twist with a forward fold. Good. We return to the down dog and we walk the hands a little bit further again where they were in the beginning. Now we bring the right heel in and down, and we're going to send the left foot forward into another lunge. It's a little different because the back foot is grounded, okay? So right heel in, toes out, left foot in front, tone the belly. When you can, come up, front knees bend, and then we're going to bring the arms behind, interlacing fingers. Once you have that, bring the shoulder blades into one another, extending the arms, draw the low belly up, inhale, reach up with the sternum, and then with the exhale, we're going to fold inside the left leg, pulling those arms behind, drop the head. If you can bring your arms a little higher, but the idea here is to try to avoid letting the shoulders drop into your head, okay? Take a nice breath in, the legs are super strong. Exhaling. Then we reset the hands down and we put that left leg back into down dog. Inhaling here. Full exhale. Then we bend both knees, look forward, step, hop, jump to the top. We take another fold. And then we press to come all the way up. Hands to the heart. Good. We release and we'll take on our last side, okay? Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling to fold. Halfway, we come up. And again, we take downward facing dog. One more time, an opportunity to take a vinyasa. Unless you don't want, you can stay in down dog and wait, okay? Plank. Then we lower. Then we take what we call Sphinx with the forearms on the floor, pushing down and dragging into your body. Then we exhale, we release, and we go back to down dog. From here, we are going to turn the left heel in and down, and we'll bring the right foot forward in between the hands. So it looks like the lunge that we did in the beginning, but this time with the back foot grounded. Firm the hips into the midline, let the front leg bend a little more. When you're ready, come up. Then we bring the arms behind, interlacing fingers. If you remember, maybe you switch the thumb that was on top before. Bring the shoulder blades into one another and extend the arms. It's important here that you don't drop the head, okay? So keep the crown of the head moving up, navel in, and as we pull those arms down, we inhale, lifting the sternum. We exhale, we fold the trunk inside the right thigh, and we pull the arms back so we don't collapse. Breathing. We release the hands back down and we go back to down dog. Take a breath in down dog. And this time we'll come back down into our first shape, child's pose. Knees wide, big toes coming towards one another, and then we release the head and we rest for a moment. Relaxing the face, trying to soften your jaws. Feel the sensations in the body after this intermediate kind of strongish workout. And then we will slowly move up. Crossing the shins, we'll just transition so we can bring the legs in front and wiggle them a little. Okay, good. So now I'm going to switch so you can see me. We are going to cross one shin in front of the other. I don't really care much which one it is, just observe which one it is so then you can switch it up, okay? So we are crossing the legs. And from here, we are going to inhale, send the arms up overhead. With the exhale, we bring the left hand to the right knee, the right hand behind. We elongate the spine and we twist to the right. Relax the shoulders, full breath in, full breath out. One more. Next inhalation, we return to the center. Let's go again, but before we switch the legs, so now you put the one behind in front, sitting tall. We inhale, arms up. We exhale, right hand to left knee, left hand behind. If you need support behind you, you can add it. Then that right hand is helping you pull a little bit so you can turn the torso towards the left. Even though we are turning the belly and the chest, the hips are steady. Relaxing the shoulders, we take 2 breaths. Then we make it back slowly towards the center. And instead of having the legs crossed, this time we're going to change it a little bit by bringing the soles of the feet together. It looks like a diamond shape for the legs. And I'm not too interested in telling you if the heels need to be very close or far. You find a place where it feels comfortable for you to hold this diamond shape. Then you hold your shins or the ankles or anywhere in your legs. We're going to inhale, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders back. And with the exhale, we're going to reverse this. So now I'm going to let my shoulders round, the belly button come towards my spine, and we drop the neck, the head, and with the spine rounded, we rest a little bit here. If you feel like you need something where you can rest your forehead, you can always use either a block and put it underneath, right? Any height that you need for you. You could also use your hands into fists and use them as a little tool also to put the forehead there. So pick what's best and then take a couple more breaths. At the end of your next exhale, slowly and gradually coming back up, we find a seat one more time. Beautiful. Okay, now from here with the hands, we bring the knees towards one another. And I'm going to turn so you can see it from the side. Holding the knees into one another, we just lengthen the spine one more time. And then holding those shins, we bring the forehead into the knees. Take a few breaths. Good. Then from there, we come back up. We slowly move towards a supine position, bringing the knees into the chest, rocking a little bit side to side, and adding a few circles to massage the lower back. Good. Before we end, we'll extend the right leg. Keep the left knee towards your chest. Relax your shoulders. Take a breath. And then with the use of your right hand, invite the left knee, left leg to come over to that right side. And we're going to use the left arm to open the chest a little more. So you can keep the elbow bent if you want and just bring that arm to the left. You can extend the arm into a T-letter shape. Pick the one that feels best and then turn the head over to the left. Try and soften both sides in your upper back. And without pushing hard, just feel the effect of these tools. And we return to the center slowly with the head and the rest of the body. We reset the hips. We extend the left leg and we bring the right knee towards the chest. We take a moment here first. And then the left hand is the one that will help that right side come over to the left. Right arm either into a cactus shape or a T-letter. Pick the one that feels best. And then let the shoulders relax, the face soften. You can even close your eyes if you want. Let's take a few breaths. Good. Slowly returning with the head, returning with the legs. Back to center, here we are, soles of the feet together, knees wide. One more time, we are creating a diamond shape and the hands coming into the abdomen. Let's take a few breaths. Relaxing your whole structure into the floor, resetting a little bit after all the work that we did for the legs, the hips, forward folds. We were opening the chest as well. I did a little bit of a mix into our forward fold session so we get a little bit of an overall workout. Then if you want, you can bring your knees towards one another and extend the legs, relaxing the arms to the sides. We have like a minute and a half left here. You can choose to stay lying down. Some students, sometimes they like to come towards a seat. So if you're lying down, it's all good. If you prefer to roll to the side and take a seated position in silence just for a minute, you can do so. And take notice of the sensations after the whole practice. If you are lying down and you are deciding to slowly transition towards the next phase of your day, then you can bend your knees, roll over to the side, and slowly come towards a seat. As we come to the seat, we invite the palms to come together into the heart center. And in gratitude for the opportunity to practice, to de-stress our physical bodies and also expand and clear our minds, we all bow into the heart center. Thank you guys so much for joining this session. I'm happy to have you and I hope to see you again next week. Namaste, everyone. Have a good weekend.